is live, and let the best team win this one. You know, Aster, they could snap this series over with just one more win, or Ignite a tie, and we go to game 3. It is a best of 3 after all.
Yeah, let's see. There's a smoke, as usually happens on both sides, warding up the map. There's a... What did they do? Is that to deny, or... What happened? I can't figure it out. Did they kill a ward? They did, right?
Yeah, they got the... Wait.
They got...
Willow denied Pugna's ward, I think.
Willow denied Pugna's ward and was given...
I'm very confused right now.
I
don't think he got any. I don't think he got any gold because he has 5 gold in his pocket. Pugna has something on the courier though. He got a tango set. Okay, so
no,
I'm as confused as you are right now. We're washed up.
Willow killed the ward with Pugna's sentry.
Yes,
so
I think that's the way it went.
Pugna got, he got the gold, basically.
That makes a whole lot more sense. Thank you, Lizard. Meanwhile, we're going to be fighting in the river for potential first blood. Dust that mid Omni Knight. Looks like he might be the one to drop first. And oh, poor Ponlo. He is also taking a beating, a low ground hit from the Pugna, and that is going to be first blood for Team Aster. Dealing some heavy amounts of damage onto the side of Ignite, and they will lose their first. And Omni dropped low in mid. Echo has a bit of an HP advantage as the laning stage kicks off.
Yeah, pretty good thing to have when you're playing versus Omni, right? Like, if you can keep him low early on, it's really not an easy matchup for the Earth Spirit. But if you get this advantage, definitely helps. I mean, it doesn't only help, it changes the... It just changes the lane completely.
And also, I believe, like, when you look at this matchup, like, Earth Spirit's always been a great trader, in a way. You just have, like, these high nukes, you have slows and stuns, and you can even misposition your opponent under the tower with a kick. So you have, like, a very good skill set for a mid hero, basically all that you want. And Omni Knight is more about just, you know, the good old trading and sustain.
Yeah, that used to be the case, but Omni is just, in my opinion, at the moment stronger. Even if you get kicked, unless you're really, really getting kicked deep under the tower, you should be controlling this lane as Omni.
Okay.
So he got a bit of an advantage on Earth Spirit, at least, with the first kill going their way and also having more HP.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the the Hammer of Purity, basically. Like, you have a 16-second cooldown. Okay, now it's 14 seconds with level 2. But, like, the level 1 ability, you have 16-second cooldown, and you have 30 mana cost with a 1 mana regen per second. So you're getting half the mana back by the time Hammer of Purity is up again. So, in general, I feel like that sounds a little bit too strong, because that's spammable.
It's spammable, and it's also a shit ton of damage, so...
That too.
You know, it's what, 75 plus 80% of what you're having right now.
That's like better than PA Dagger.
Yeah, it's like 75 plus 50 more or less.
Yeah,
53. So it's a lot of damage.
Meanwhile, in the side lanes, looking at bottom here as well, Magnus in a tiny bit of a lead versus the Weaver. Then again, this is Universal versus Agi, so Weaver could be squishy, Willow could be able to poke a bit, but that's Chen's job, and Chen basically has the best creep right now in this lane with the Frost attack. Well, Snaps dropping pretty low in the top lane. Is that a potential kill for the Pugna? Yes, it is. Nope, oh no, it's not. That's 5 HP. Oh, that was really, really close, but you know, good effort from Pugna.
Yeah,
and he gets the Lotus.
He gets that one armor from the tower, and it basically saves his life, plus a bit of regen from the tangos.
Yep. Oh. He has to pop the Lotus here, though. I think he stayed a bit too long. Maybe TA can throw in a couple punches here, but that Anchor Smash, death, big AoE, or big right-click splash. So the first kill for Ignite.
Yeah, he tried to debate, didn't work. It was a nice attempt, like he had a lot of sticks and he had Lotus, so... Nice attempt to bait, but he was slowed way too long.
Oh man, I've missed out on or missed Ponlo for a bit. You know, when he was still playing back in Alliance, he had a pretty rough season. Alliance in general had a pretty rough season last year, and was replaced by Pablo. And they also put Hansken in a different role. But I hope he finds some success here, not in the lane at least, as he gets blown up.
Perfect timing.
You know, right?
Did you do it on purpose? Did you guys like? Is this scripted?
I mean, Fonlo was just setting himself up there perfectly. I'm just reading the situation as it goes. But yeah, that's death number 2. Both of his deaths are both of Aster's kills so far.
Yeah,
both for Pugna too.
You have to be careful. Like this Pugna got to first blood. This hero without boosts, he has 330 movement speed, like as is, naked. But naked he moves 330. Now he gets boots as well, and he hits hard, so you can't easily trade with him. So I feel bad for Ponlo to have to be a snap in this lane, because it isn't easy.
You put a pair of superstar sneakers on, and suddenly you're running all over the map, just like Pugna's want to do. Back and forth, throw right clicks, throw in a casual nether blast. You know, maybe Pugna could have been a basketball player back in his golden days.
Give me some short basketball player. Pugna is that one.
He definitely is.
Some short NBA player. I can't remember any names. I'm sure someone in chat knows.
Well, Suns fan probably knows. We have to ask him. I think he's the expert on that. But, you know, the first 5 minutes of play, only 3 kills so far. Everybody's doing pretty good on the CS department. Weaver up to 10 denies now, so he's caught up against the Magnus. You've had these Chen creeps going back and forth, constantly harassing Aster, QI, QX, the POS 5 support player for Aster.
Was Dennis Rodman short?
Dennis Rodman? Maybe?
Yeah.
I have to Google this right now. No, he was 2 meters and 1 centimeter, so he's almost 10 centimeters taller than me.
Yeah.
Unless 2 meters is short in your eyes, Lizard. I mean, you're a giga.
How can it be short? I'm literally.
No, you're not.
20 centimeters.
No, you're not.
Like smaller than that guy.
No, you're not. Your muscles are bigger than him. If you would see Lizard live, I've seen Lizard live, and I'm jelly. So he's a tall guy. Yeah, Ponlo is going with the script.
Unfortunate. I'm not sure. Like they need Dust right now to start rotating in with Chen. I feel that they have like a really not right now. Don't get me wrong. There's still time, but I feel like they have a very strong combo come this post laning stage. Chen, Omni, and Tide just running down together. It sounds like, okay, who do we go on? Like it's hard to kill anyone.
It's true. I feel like, do you rotate with Omni Knight, or are you just happy farming and kind of the top lane just being sacked in a way? Because Tidehunter's not like, he doesn't have a abysmal lane. Like, it could go better, of course, you're a Tidehunter, but the matchup is still, I'm going to take a lot of damage if I stick around. You can see it's 3 points in Kraken Shell. He just wants to vibe, and I guess Omni Knight could just farm, and Weaver just farm, and then they just kind of group up together at some point, start pushing with the Weaver.
Exactly. Like their lanes are going well. You don't have to do it straight away. I'm just saying that you also don't wanna let them have a free time after the laning stage, because you don't have to. You can actually pressure them really hard.
That's true. Yeah. Guess it's just down to decision making at this point. Ponlo, nice 2-man stun with a cookie as Dust does rotate in. You got what you were asking for, as they are going to be chasing this Templar Assassin, and with the snap they can break easily through the refraction. Sadly, no kill, and here comes Echo with the rotation magnetized on top of Ponlo and on top of Death. And Ponlo, he knows he's dead for, and he's just slowing down the backline, but Dust, he's trying to walk back in. 14 sticks right now, looking for a turn versus Echo. TA still on the side. Here comes QX as well, rotating with his army onto the TA, and they will take the TA down. Carry dead, Death will survive, and that urn is also going to be dispelled, and now Dust he's bringing some creeps with him. As the Willow going to be making sure that he's not going to be chasing any further. And by the way, I realize that maybe objectives are going to be a bit difficult for the side of Ignite. I see a meme hammer for Mr. Tidehunter.
I don't think they're gonna be that hard. Like you have meme hammer, like you just noticed, and there's also Chen on your side, so it shouldn't be that difficult. But honestly, Aster maybe after the first game might be feeling a little bit cocky, because that top engagement TA could have been out like ages ago. He could have abandoned that fight. He survived. They got a counter kill. He could have went back, but instead he just kind of played around with 10% HP, got punished in the end.
Yeah, I feel like when you're looking at Weaver and Chen, like going back to the pushing topic, I agree. You have Chen. It naturally translates to we can push, but I guess the reason I'm basing the meme hammer being a good idea for the Tidehunter is every time you commit these heroes for a push, Aster's lineup is great at defending and just kind of reinitiating and always get a kill for an attempt on a push. So I guess that's the reason for the Meteor Hammer being brought up for death. Just that little bit of extra.
Yeah, I don't know if I like the item, to be honest, but he went for it, so I think that just going full utility would be better, because you have a team that can play with you early on. At the same time, if you just want to push on your own and join your teammates later, then it doesn't make sense.
Shield rune waiting in mid, and Echo's just going to slide between the Chen army, pick it up for himself. Frisk won't be able to help him out for the time being. Hurricane pushing the Wildwing Ripper forward instead of the Centaur, but they do have a stun available. They just have to get their opening for it, and that Centaur is dead before the stun's even getting used at all. Echo rolling into the river, going for the Chen, chasing off on QYQX, and he's going to get hit by the Magnetize and slowly burning down with that urn, and gets kicked to death, and Ponlo's also slapped down for the 5th time this game, Lizard. It's only 10 minutes in, and Ponlo is already dead. 5 out of the 6 kills Aster has.
Yeah, it's as a position forward, this is probably the worst place you want to be in. You can be in, that is. I'm not sure, like, they really committed on the Earth Spirit, but you saw him pick up that rune. You're not killing an Earth Spirit with
Nope. He still
the
has
shield
it.
rune. Like, there is no way. The guy has 1500 HP without it. You're really not killing him with, what, 2.25? You're not taking him down.
And it still hasn't run out either, so also does show that shield rune, we like to, with Fear, we like to call it the invulnerability rune, because you just don't seem to die with it.
Especially with all these tanky heroes on mid lane, you know? If you're some, I don't know, if you're some Void Spirit perhaps, or a
Zeus.
TA, Zeus, yeah, maybe it doesn't mean as much, but on an Earth Spirit it certainly does. Like these bulky boys that are played right now all love the rune.
Alright, well, QIQX moving right past Echo. He's giving information from mid. Frisk is baiting. Pugna gonna drop the life drain on top of Dust, and here comes the roll in from Echo. Look at the stun with the Dust, but Ulu wants to take a piece of this action as well. They're gonna get the rotation around the Pugna, gonna get the stun for the kill, and also gonna be rolling onto the Snapfire. Echo rolling straight to the high ground. QIQX gonna be able to disengage, and Aster end up losing a hero despite seeing the rotation move in, and that was even before the Weaver showed up, but Ulu does pick up his first kill of the game with that move into mid.
Yeah, I feel like that was really important and
another
a good
jump.
move, but there's
There
an
we go.
RP mid.
Kick into RP under the tower, and good night, Dust.
Yeah, that's a really fast blink, by the way. Power Threads, Raid Band, and Blink Dagger 12 minutes in. Not the fastest I ever seen, but pretty solid and instant RP usage.
Yep.
Very nicely done.
So he did want to bring it up after all, I guess with the, ES having a great start for the game, 204. Templar Assassin hasn't really been punished. Only died once in that long fight that happened in the top lane. He's just like, I'm going to build Blink and going straight for Eggs for the Horn Toss. So he's just going to play the Initiating Magnus above damage. I think they have enough damage with the how the way the laning stages went for Aster. No need for Harpoon.
I think it's the way you have to play in this game. versus this team, versus this lineup. Basically, you want to put them out of position and punish them as they're trying to group up. That way you're breaking their push. Like every time Weaver manages to ulti away. Basically they try to 5-man, they try to that ball you kill one off, you RP one hero, kill it, and that towards their push. And you do it a couple of times, suddenly your TA is farming up all alone, she's got more and she joins and the game feels easier.
Yeah. Well, talked about that pushing power. They only were able to get the tier 1 in the top lane with a Meteor Hammer, and now the mid T1 is in deny range. Aster smoking up already in advance, trying to cut out on a potential push attempt to finish off the tower that would have been caught by that smoke after. So good read from Aster, but they're not done yet. They're going to continue moving towards top, and it's a Tidehunter. So you're going to have to use multiple heroes versus that level 4 Kraken Shell and a Soul Ring on the Courier. It shows where he is. They know exactly where he is. Oh, they missed him by a couple pixels there. Magnus Shockwave in the wrong direction. And that Tide's going to be able to move out, and the smoke will not lead into a kill for Aster. There's still 3k ahead.
There was a chance for him to RP in that situation.
They're going bottom.
But
They're trying Ulu. They're trying Ulu, and he might just show himself in the camp. He's right next to him, but he's able to Shukuchi away. Oh, that's so close. Even a DD Earth Spirit moving in. Oh, Ulu's so lucky to get out. You had everything there. You had, like, we failed the rotation top, but if we get to the portal fast enough and we literally just see a glimpse of Weaver, Magnus could jump in, RP, we have a DD Earth Spirit rolling in, we can easily kill this guy, and they missed out on that opportunity. Now they might even, well, I wouldn't say they were going to lose this Earth Spirit. They have a limited amount of lockdown, but does find some nice ancient stacks. And of course they're going to farm it. Aster looking for the reinitiation here. Nether Ward plays down aggressively in the front. Instantly deleted. They get the Chen. RP on 2. They got the Weaver as well, but where's the damage coming from? They don't have the TA on the right spot. And there's the turn with the Mortimer's Kiss as the Mortar's flying in. Echo's going to be falling first. And of course, Magnus trying to make a run for it as Ulu's right on top of him. And there's a Blood Grenade slow. The Bug's going to be taking a lot of minus armor, helping Ulu's job even more. And TA's Refraction Charge is slowly burning out. Cookie Stun does fly out as well. Death has been sent in. Ravage coming through as well. And there's the right-click burst. He's going to get another Refraction out and a Decrepify save. Death's going to go down. And Ulu can't finish off the job. They won't be able to kill this TA, and Aster able to stand their ground. Maybe even more here with Ulu going back in. Oh,
my
he gets surprised! Oh, poor Ulu. He did not see that one coming. And Chen
is in.
Hey, are they getting everyone here? Okay.
I mean, honestly, that's just such a disaster. This fight should have been 100%, in my opinion, Ignites. Like, they could have won this, and they could have went away after having a pretty solid advantage from the fight. Unnecessary to, like, the tier 2 fight against the TA. I also think they could have killed her too if they casted their spells a little bit more on point there, but okay, TA survives. Why go back for the ancients? Like, they, as they're retreating, they're like, oh, juicy 3-stack, let's take these ancients out. And they get punished. Team wiped for that. By the way, this is their probably, look, their lineup doesn't fall off. They still have a really strong lineup later on in the game. However, at this point they could have taken full control of the game. Like, this Omni Knight at the moment, together with Weaver, I don't feel that they're addressed. Like, you just don't have the damage on Aster. Omni pops his ulti. If Earth Spirit's ulti isn't massive, like, you're just not dealing enough damage. Like, TA is irrelevant, as she was in that last fight, but if the fight goes for 2 minutes, then of course she's gonna dish out some serious damage.
Yeah, they're setting up a nice little trap here in the bottom lane for Ulu. Doesn't look like they're going to be catching the Weaver.
Yeah, very unlikely. They do have a ward on him, though.
And they have information going that way. The Alpha Wolf did maybe get a glimpse of the Earth Spirit, or maybe it's just the Shukuchi invisibility, and the camp's like, who goes there? And they just spread out all over. But Ulu not going to be caught this time. And Aster already moving out. So what's their next play on the side of Aster? Do we wait for TA's timing to go Roshan? Or is this like the 2-3 minute farm period? You know, the grace period that they have now?
I feel like it's kind of self-explanatory. You're getting this Blink Dagger on TA. With the Blink, you can already start fighting. But they're gonna contest this. The only question is, can they get here on time? I don't think they can. They're moving a bit too slowly. They can still fight against it. They have RP, they have Blink on TA.
Yeah, they're not going to be here on time, so this Roshan, Ignite, able to sneak it under Aster's eyes. They do have that Blink Deso TA, but not able to get there in time, so Ulu having a second life could be a, you know, no pun intended, lifeline.
Tide showed himself, like he literally just showed himself on mid. And Omni on bot, they're gonna lose.
And they're going straight in, so Ponlo, he's going to be a bit of collateral damage because he's on the other side of the fight. Chen tries to TP home, not going to happen, no sir. And they're still chasing for more. Frisk with the dust, almost catching Ulu there with the root. But
I'm not sure why they didn't TP out. Was there some reason? And I'm not sure also why Omni and Tide, they just TP first so quickly. Because if you at least don't show yourself on the other two lanes, Aster probably is too afraid to initiate and go on an Aegis, right? But if you show two heroes on different sides, like, super easy to take you down and hunt you.
Yeah. And as we're in the first 20 minutes, Tormentors are finally up. And Dust is soloing it on the other side of the map to get one for Ignite. And he's actually doing it with the Omni Knight. Aster is going to make a faster job of it, but look at this guy go. Just an Echo Saber, level 12 Omni Knight doing it by himself. That's a clap. Good job.
Nothing broken over there.
Nope, not at all.
Tormentor for me is a weird one. I feel like, I don't know, it's kind of hard to balance. It's hard to make some of these heroes look alright. Like a TA as well does the same thing that Omni does. She solos it.
Alright, they're setting themselves up for a tower defense. How do you think this one goes?
It doesn't go. Radiant right now, they don't have a way of fighting without Tidehunter getting the blink. He needs 400 more. Once he get the blink, I feel like they're able to actually utilize the Aegis.
It's a farming Aegis, I guess, in a way. It did take away the chance for Aster to, you know, smoke up and fight. But I mean, they were already looking a bit stronger since that last fight that they were able to turn around and win. So if they got Roche after that, it would mean a lot for Aster. I guess Ignite buys a lot of time by just taking the Aegis away from them.
Death?
Death? Dead? Dead?
Pretty much, yeah.
The embodiment of his name. And Dust finds Echo. Echo just goes through the portal, loses half of his HP. And he's getting back up, so Omni Knight, you better run. Oh man, that's a lot of nuke.
Yeah. These two dish out so much magic damage together, like the Pugna and Nerd Spirit. I don't know, like, Radiant in that Ancient Triangle, that fight that they've lost, might have been a deciding one. Right now, they can't really find a way to play this game properly. Do they have a blink? They have a blink on Tide. Let's see if the next fight changes everything. I just feel that
fighting undermanned.
I just feel that they're lacking damage. Even if they use the best Ravage and everything, I feel like they're just lacking the necessary damage.
I agree. I feel like the only way Ignite can get a good fight is if one of the supports from Aster is out of position and they slowly get to like burst them down. A couple lucky Maelstrom procs, Omni Knights, who doesn't get there fast, right? Because you got a Blink Tide who can get there, you have a Shikuchi Weaver who can get there.
He's got a Blink. Oh, he doesn't yet. He doesn't have yet on Omni, sorry.
Yeah, so he has no mobility tools at the moment for this smoke gank, but anyone that they can grab, preferably a core, since it is a smoke Pugna. They didn't find anybody bottom, so looks like they're heading towards the triangle next. And still nobody there on their way. Aster, great information on their side. They've pretty much called this out. Spread out on the map and farm.
Yeah. What's interesting as well is that TA isn't buying a BKB. I feel like one of the plays for Radiant, for Ignite, is just jump the TA and try to blow her up. There are no saves at the moment. The only problem is if you are doing that, there's an RP, there's so many different follow-ups, Third Spirits going on top of you. That is it.
Yep, he's anchored up an illusion. That illusion ain't going anywhere. There's another illusion coming to watch the illusion, like, hey, what's up, bro? Meanwhile, fight breaking loose at the secret shop, and they've got themselves a nice little RP onto 2. Can't kill Ulu, though. Able to ulti away. Echo, his BKB is already running out. They've used Guardian Angel, and they've kited it out. Aster, 5 versus 4. Looking for an opening here. Chen is there, so is the Tidehunter. Has Ravage, which you need to keep, and there we go, the defensive Ravage, and that's another ability, kind of wasted. They can't kill the Willow, and this is looking really grim for Ignite now. Aster should have the upper hand. They have everything that they need to finish off this fight. Death will fall, Ulu will go down next, the double for the TA, and QYQX, nowhere to run, my friend. You're going to get caught and hunted down by the Aster squad, and he gives up his life, knowing it's forfeit, a triple for the TA, and a 13k lead for Aster, who are looking to close out this series in the 2-0 fashion. It's not over yet, but it's going that way, Lizard.
Yeah, it's not over yet, and you can see that Ignite, they have ways of winning these team fights. They're just not fast enough, not utilizing them too well. Dust even saving the Weaver with the ulti. Like, he almost single-handedly turned that fight, because RP was used, and I felt that Radiant can actually fight with Ravage, but then Ravage connects only on Dark Willow, and even though you hit the only Dark Willow, even if you hit more, like, you just don't have enough damage to kill them off. I don't know, I feel like you need a snap. You need snap in these Ravages. Mortimer's Kisses, they need to come in, and Pondo, unfortunately for him, he's just been dying the whole game.
Yeah, and it's not going to get easier for him as this game progresses. This time they've got the right Earth Spirit. Sadly, he gets his BKB on, and he doesn't worry about that anchor. Look at the muscles on this guy. I'm not sure how much you work out in the gym with an anchor, but this guy doesn't seem to slow him down at all. Death goes down with the skewer play. And again, short-handed. They're not going to dive in deep for another attempt, though. Oh, he also had a haste rune on the Earth Spirit. Well, so he's BKB'd and hasted, moving around full speed with an anchor. So, yeah, that seems right in balance. Fear will connect onto Ulu. Ulu does get blown up before he gets anything done, and so does the Chen follow suit. No, not the Chen. That was the Snap, actually. Chen, well, he's just going to get soloed here by the TA. There we go, double kill.
Yeah, at this point it feels like they're just falling apart. And they are, it doesn't really just feel that way. Being picked off one by one, being chased down by the Earth Spirit, by Dark Willow. I don't think that their draft is worse. I feel like it's very playable. It's just that these teamfights and the way they played the post-laning stage was a bit off.
Yeah, that one fight in the bottom lane where they were, you know, when you said Ignite were winning the fight and then they ended up losing so many heroes. I think that was a big piece of how this game has been going in this direction.
Yeah, it's also a morale hit, right? Like,
yeah.
You go back for the Ancients. I don't know who made the call to go back for the Ancients, but yeah, it feels bad.
Certainly does. Has not been Ulu's game on this Weaver. And still lacking the big damage items. That Manta is not going to solve anything else except for an opportunity to use her ulti when he gets silenced up by Echo as he jumps in.
It's also good versus TA, right? Like it's good versus deck rep, but mostly versus TA as well. Yep. Like you actually get a chance to deal with the refraction charges.
That too. And dodging Melt Strike too.
Yeah. That's why I said maybe Mortimer's Kisses are really needed in these fights. Decrep.
See if they have the chance for it now. Depends who breaks the smokes first. Okay, they're not gonna run into each other's. So there goes that. But I totally agree. We've yet to see Mortimer's Ravage combo.
Yeah, it's always one or the other. Like they use one while the other is dead. Mr. Chen.
Yeah, that's not the place to be in.
And
here we go.
Kisses.
That's the first time we get to see the combo when it's on one hero, it's on the Willow, and Willow will survive and Death will not. So it is really the beginning of the end here. Little RP bait there as Ulu's ulti has been used. Gonna be feared up,
GG.
slowed
Yeah,
down,
I was just
and
gonna...
there's the GG.
I was just gonna say, after this fight, I think you call it. It's 5-27. But it's not even about the score or anything. It's just that no matter what you do, you can't take a good team fight. I feel if you're